Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
The San Diego Council on Literacy brings you Literacy for All with your host, Jose Cruz.
Welcome to the show. I'm Jose Cruz. You've been listening to the Literacy for All radio show. This is our third segment here on WS Radio with Zachary Hebert. He's the founder of Collaboration Jam. And at the end of our second segment, we were talking a little bit about just the whole way that sometimes writing can be restrictive. I mean, there's so many parts of it that it makes it hard for people, because what you're really doing when you write is you're documenting good things, and you're documenting some of your weaknesses in the technical sense of writing. But what you're doing with Collaboration Jam is making it easier for those folks to engage. Is that a fair assessment?
I'm sorry, can you put that in different words?
Well, yeah, sure. If I'm a person who's not that much of a writer or that good of a writer, will I be able to participate in Collaboration Jam? How about that?
Yeah, I mean, the challenge of Collaboration Jam is not just creating a finished piece or creating a good piece. It's about finding a way that you collaborate with your team members. There's millions of routes you can go, and you can organize yourself in different ways. For example, the question I like to ask when I interview people are, so when you guys are together, you can collaborate. That's the easy part. Mm-hmm. What about when only one of you is online, and then it switches and the other person's online? Mm-hmm. How do you collaborate then? Mm-hmm. And there's so many things you can do. This one idea I'm toying around with is that you can only write between 100 and 150 words, just so when the other person comes to see what you wrote, that it doesn't overwhelm them with pages and pages of content. And then if you guys are be able to communicate when you can't go on voice chat, then it can go back and forth plenty of times a day, and then you can get a lot.
As a person on a team, is it important to be right there on top of what your team member is producing? I mean, does it happen? Will it happen? It's like, man, I got some catching up to do. I haven't been paying attention to what's been written, and now I got to read this, and then I got to write something to connect to it.
It's daunting, and again, that's part of the challenge. I mean, the team members have to figure out, how they're going to go about this.
Mm-hmm. So, have you had people actually stay up for the full 48 hours?
Well, I neither want to say that I hope so, and I neither want to say I hope they didn't.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I understand that, and you actually make a point of telling people to get sleep. So
I think that's, I have to.
Yeah, you have to do that. However, who knows? Especially with writing. I mean, it's hard if you're on a roll. I'm just going to guess it's hard. It's hard to stop. And then if you're doing this with another person and you really got things going.
We've gotten on both jams at least one team who got along like more than you could ever expect out of team members, and they produced some really good content. Mm-hmm. So we will be publishing the stories onto our website and be able to read what has come out of this collaboration jam.
I want to talk about the logistics of that, because I'd be interested, or our listeners would be interested in, hey, I want to see what the final products are. So somebody can go to the website or the site and pull up what's been submitted by each team?
In theory, yes. However, we are a grassroots movement, and we've been running like chickens with their head cut off. Mm-hmm. So one thing that we have yet to do is get Jam 1 and 2's stories up on the internet.
Okay, but that's the plan. I mean,
you're
going to do that. And the question I have to ask, and I think it's one that you've dealt with, and that is publication rights and ownership rights. Can you talk to that?
Yes, we've been learning about this process. In the first jam, we toyed around with the idea of the authors creating their own legal document and having both parties sign it, either digitally or print it out, sign it, scan it again. And that failed miserably.
Yeah. Yeah.
But yeah. And the second jam, we have spent a lot of time enumerating all of the different policies, legal rules, everything. And in order to apply, people had to check mark that they agreed to all that. But we definitely need to spend even more time finalizing all these legal efforts. And again, that's where the nonprofit that we're planning on incorporating with comes in.
Yeah. And so let me ask about the people that you met along the way, the ones who, because you're dealing with people. And so have you had any difficulty? I think I saw something where you had to ask people to back off a little bit, maybe. I'm trying to remember exactly what was taking place, but they were writing about somebody. They were writing about one of the organizers as kind of like their creative piece. Remember that?
Yeah, they wanted to do an extracurricular activity, and this happened on the chat room. So during the collaboration jam, the worst incident we had was just people not showing up.
Okay.
Yeah, but the chat room, you're gonna be encountering a lot of different people, and it'll prepare you for the people that you'll encounter during the competition and how you'll handle them.
Yeah, because you plan on this thing, and I anticipate this thing getting really big. I mean, you're just starting off. Your community is small but growing. The concept is getting out there, and so things will have to be, in a sense, more automated, more defined and such.
Yeah, like the website needs to take care of closing the applications without us having to do it manually. You know, all those kinds of
Yeah,
stuff.
all those things. So you're looking towards all that happening.
Yes.
Alrighty.
I definitely want to bring someone on board who has the technical know-how. I have the surface level technical know-how.
So I mean, you say surface level, but you're the person who conceptualized all this. Did you have other help? How did you get other people to invest with you?
Well, I had followers of the project when I first started out, whether it be 3 or 5, I don't remember. But then I said, okay, do you guys want to help out? And you would not believe how many people jumped on board and how quickly. People, I am so thankful. And I do not tell them this enough. They have provided a lot of cheerleading, a lot of busy work, of course, in bite-sized chunks because they are volunteers, and they've been happy to do all this, and they really want to see Collaboration Jam grow.
And so this is part of your community. It's a community of organizers. It's a community of writers and such. You want to see your network, that community grow. Is that the way it's trending? And then what are the plans that you have for reinforcing the ongoing engagement of the other people in the community?
Well, we have no signs of plateauing on our user acquisition. In other words, we continue to grow, and it doesn't show any signs of slowing. And the organizer team will only grow itself, but also people are taking some ownership into this whole thing, and they're making it their own.
Very good. I like it. I like it a lot. So tell me about the future of publications, things being only online, things that could be published and put out there for just like other literature.
Well, yes, all of our stories, as part of accepting all the legal documents, is that stories are under the Creative Commons license, which means they are free to modify, free to distribute, and free to do everything except for make money off of them. So if we were to publish our stories in a book compiled all together, we would have to fundraise for the price of printing, and then any purchase will have to be donation.
Okay. So I do want to get back into the whole idea of fiscal agency and the idea of generating revenue from the submitted pieces and such, and that whole concept. Just assuming that this thing is going to continue to grow, I'm going to assume that you've hit a certain population of people who have the ability to network further and get this information out to more writers and such. So it feels to me like you're just scratching the surface, and that's a good thing because you don't want a whole bunch of people at that point. That is that you're working through a number of things. I always say start small, start slow, start small, and while you can, because once things get going, it's like, okay, now we have 500 teams.
Yeah.
Holy smoke, how do you deal with that?
Yeah, that we have to make sure that our fundraising efforts match our popularity.
Yeah, because this is this looks like a lot of fun, and it's not just the whole idea of writing and such. It's also the opportunity to get your written pieces out to other people. Now it's not just the collaborative writing. It's here's a community that might appreciate what I've written, right? So an opportunity to maybe be known that way. So we're gonna go to a break. This is the end of our third segment. And we've been talking to Zachary Hebert. He's the founder of Collaboration Jam. It's an exciting, growing, technology-based team, competitive team, writing, what do we call it? Collaborative. Yeah. Yeah. We'll be back with more details on that. And so you've been listening to the Literacy for All radio show here on WS Radio, the worldwide leader in Internet talk.
I've heard this is like one of the best pizza spots in town.
Yes, it is.
I'll do a slice of pepperoni, slice of vegetarian.
You got it.
And I will pay for all of that in 3 days.
In 3 days? What's that mean?
Well, wait, you accept credit cards. That money's not going to hit your account for 3 days anyway.
I need my money quicker.
At Chase, we hear you. With Express Funding, card payments are in your Chase account the next business day. Go to chase.com/expressfunding. Chase for business, so you can.
Compensated participation. All businesses are subject to credit approval. Not all clients are eligible for next business day funding, and additional terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
Donate cash, furniture, clothes, and other gently used household items to Father Joe's Villages and get a nice tax break in April. Every donation is tax deductible. Believe you can make a difference. Be Father Joe. Go to neighborhood.org or call 1-800-HOMELESS to donate today.
Life is full of misadventures, from car crashes to home fires to getting choked out on the mat. Yes, I said getting choked out because I'm Carlos Kramer, jiu-jitsu competitor, MMA and media personality, and mild-mannered insurance agent. You can follow my adventures on Kick-Ass Radio, and I can protect you from life's misadventures at Kramer Insurance. Home, auto, life, business, and workers' comp. We're at KramerINS.com, and I want you to join my world.
This is Bill Gruber with BizVid Communications, a Southern California video production leader. We've been honored to sponsor, produce, write, and host many of the fine programs on WS Radio over the years. So we understand how important the internet and your website exposure are. As video producers, we know the tricks and secrets to incorporate video to increase your search engine optimization and business success. Visit bizvidcommunications.com to see what we can do for you. BIZVID communications.com.
Too much to do? Not enough time to get it done? Call on the experts at Another 8 Hours for your business support needs. By partnering with Another 8 Hours, we allow you to focus on the more important matters, like being in front of your clients, doing what you do best, rather than being stuck at a desk poring over paperwork, rummaging through emails, returning phone calls, and struggling to get everything done by yourself. Meanwhile, your family and social life are going down the drain. Go to another8hours.com or call 8 more hours. That's 866-734-6877.
Hi, this is Rob Barnett, VinVillage.com, where wine lovers connect. Be sure to tune in weekly to Vin Village Radio for exclusive, in-depth interviews with the who's who in wine and food.
Can you imagine a world without children? A world where children don't play, or dream, or imagine?
At St. Jude Children's Research Hospital, we're working every day to find cures for diseases that strike down children. Because we can't imagine a world without children. Can you?
Finding cures, saving children. St. Jude Children's Research Hospital. To learn how you can help, log on to our website, stjude.org.
Talk to me. WSRadio.com.
The San Diego Council on Literacy brings you Literacy for All with your host, Jose Cruz.
Welcome back to the show. I'm Jose Cruz from the San Diego Council on Literacy. We're into our fourth and final segment of our conversation with Zachary Hebert. He's the founder of Collaboration Jam, and I was just pointing out to him that this is it's December 19th, 2019. This is our last segment of the year. We'll be back in 2020 with a whole new lineup of guests. But we're ending with Collaboration Jam. How do you want to finish this last segment, Zachary? What do you want to talk about?
Well, I want to get more members into our community and start participating in Collaboration Jam. So in order to do that, people have to know that they have to know what they're getting into. This is the only writing competition in the world that focuses on collaborative work, team-based writing. You'll have 48 hours to participate. It's all online using a chat app called Discord. You don't have to download it if you use it on Internet Explorer or Safari. And once you're in this community and you've connected with your teammates, then when the jam starts, you'll be given a theme, prompt, and or rubric. And you will now know how to proceed. You could not prepare ahead of time. You have 48 hours and there's a hard deadline. So you have to finish a completed work, which tends to be judged as a published work, not just lofty ideas that are being thrown around, but a complete finished work. And then we do the judging process and submit these creative works onto the website for all to see under the Creative Commons license.
Very good, and that's a good introduction. That was solid. So I'll ask you. You sold me. Where do I go first? Where's the website? What's the next step?
Yes. So the website is Collaboration Jam, jam as in the jelly jam, .wordpress.com, and that'll give you information about a little introduction for what we are and why we exist, and how to join the chat community. And when the opportunity presents itself, there will be a link for how to apply to the next jam, Jam 3.
Mm-hmm. And how have you been getting attention for what you're doing? And I know you're in school right now, right?
Yes, I'm in school right now. And I have been out doing some outreach to other colleges as well as my own. There's this thing where you don't have to be a club on school to advertise because of free speech. And all schools that are funded by the government, all you have to do, I mean, each school has their own specific process, but it's pretty much very little red tape just to get yourself out there. And I've been taking advantage of that.
Very good.
I've yielded 2 people from those efforts. And what I haven't told you this yet, but over the past few days, I've discovered that most of our influx of members comes from online. So we have this website called Disboard, not Discord, but Disboard, that lists all the servers that exist with the different tags on them. So our tag is writing, and we have to constantly bump our server back to the top of the list, and we get a lot of people from there. And there's also been a lot of people coming in from personal referrals. People join in, they like it so much that they tell their friends, hey, look, you should join in on this. And we've gotten so many new members and participants doing that.
Very good. And you've talked about fiscal agency a few times, and that's a typical concern of a new and up-and-coming organization. And you and I have had a little bit of a conversation. We're going to talk more about having the San Diego Council on Literacy be the fiscal agent for Collaboration Jam. It fits with our mission. And so just because of the writing aspect of it, and so that's a conversation we're going to keep having. And we like the idea of being on the cutting edge of things, and this certainly is. And like I say, it's the reading is literacy, math is literacy, writing is literacy, and so here's another opportunity to produce something in a sense, it's an innovation, but it's also a intervention in a sense, a fun one that people can engage in, and those folks who are into technology who don't find that too daunting. This is an invitation, a unique invitation to an experience of writing that we're pretty sure that very few people have had already.
Yeah, and it's a social activity. I mean, sometimes we get so wrapped up in the seriousness of things and about how we can solve the biggest problems in the world that we are able to solve. But sometimes we just need to step back and say, you know what, let's have fun. Let's do this for the sake of doing it.
And it's so funny because I did want to talk about methodocracy. And so you talked about the seriousness of it. So that's another project that Zachary was working on. That was you still have that in mind. I know you like your projects.
Yes, it's all about how these kinds of things lead up to it.
Yeah, it's problem solving too. It's problem solving too, but it's also what you're doing with Collaboration Jam is, it's fun, and I think just one of the things that we need out there. It's a new era. We're in the age of technology, and we got to start doing things differently. That's the way I'm looking at this. Hey, I don't want to be the guy. Hey, I don't want to be the guy that had the Beatles show up at the door and then you said, "Oh yeah, your music is just really bad. This is really bad stuff."
On our community, and I love this so much. For the first time, someone told me that I'm a different generation. I'm only 25, and now I'm a different generation.
Yeah, no, I get that. Yeah, I get that. I absolutely do. So there's some of us, we don't have an eye or ear for what's coming that just makes sense given where we are in the world we're in today. So to me, it's very exciting, and I'm excited about it. So, and I'm glad for you that this is working out and that you're staying with it, because I know that you still get other ideas that you like to get into.
And I had my pre-show jitters, but now that I've been on the show, I am feeling very welcome.
Yeah, absolutely. And let's do this again. Let me ask real quickly, just for some of the educators online, do you see this as something that their students could get involved in as a school, a classroom, or just as small teams on their own?
Yes, we are actually thinking of hosting a special collaboration event where there is a competition in the school where the best writers are sent to a district level, and the best writers are sent to country level, and then on to international. And it could be something that the teachers organize and hold essay contests for. And I had some other ideas for how we would fundraise using students who are interested in supporting Collaboration Jam. So yeah, we're involving this educational system.
Very good.
Very, very much.
Awesome. My last question, I think, let's see if I get it right. Maybe people do go to the website, but they might want to talk to you and have questions for you, or let's say interview you. Do you have an email address you'd like to share? We'd like them to go through the website.
Yes, it's very similar to the website.
Okay.
It's Collaboration Jam, jam like the jelly, at gmail.com.
Collaborationjam@gmail.com. Nobody else has that. You do. So very good. So that's it. I think we're it's the end of 2019. Oh my goodness. I'm going to take a few days off here. And when is your next jam, real quickly?
It should be on the 3rd of January.
Okay, real good. So look for that if you're interested in having a collaborative jam experience with Zachary Hebert and his organizers. We're excited for him and looking for a big 2020 for Collaboration Jam. And we'll bring Zachary back and have him give us an update on what's taken place since his show here today. So thank you for being on the show, Zachary.
Yeah, it's been a real pleasure.
Jackie, thank you for being here. You've been so quiet and supportive. So glad to have you on. You've been listening to the Literacy for All radio show on WS Radio. Happy New Year, Merry Christmas, Happy Holidays, everyone. You've been listening to this show, you're listening to us, and we're thankful to you for it. We're on WS Radio, the worldwide leader in Internet talk.
I raised $8,000 to build schools for South African children. After realizing how many people go hungry in San Diego, I now volunteer at a food pantry.
I'm spending the next year doing volunteer projects across 3 countries and helping in ways they designate to be the most helpful.
The World Link program at the Joan B. Kroc Institute for Peace and Justice recognizes the potential of youth as agents of social change. Learn how you can help youth become a generation of leaders in action at peace.sandiego.edu.
In the military, things can change in an instant. Your personal life is just the same. Just like you protect our country, you want your family protected. That's why thousands of military members trust Navy Mutual Life Insurance. Navy Mutual is nonprofit, providing current and former Navy, Marine, and Coast Guard families with life insurance, no sales fees, and no military service restrictions. Protecting members on active duty and beyond. Call 1-800-628-6011, 800-628-6011, NavyMutual.org, insuring those who serve.
Nowadays, internet devices are an integral part of your home. Everyone in your family has a smartphone, tablet, or a computer. Life is easier knowing that all your devices are secured and your family can surf the internet carefree. ESET Multi-Device Security Pack does just that. One license for all your devices. With ESET, it's simple to stay protected and save money. Enjoy safer technology with ESET Multi-Device Security Pack at ESET.com. That's ESET.com.
I've heard this is like one of the best pizza spots in town.
Yes, it is.
I'll do a slice of pepperoni, slice of vegetarian.
You got it.
And I will pay for all of that in 3 days.
In 3 days? What's that mean?
Well, wait, you accept credit cards. That money's not going to hit your account for 3 days anyway.
I need my money quicker.
At Chase, we hear you. With Express Funding, card payments are in your Chase account the next business day. Go to chase.com/expressfunding. Chase for business, so you can.
Compensated participation. All businesses are subject to credit approval. Not all clients are eligible for next business day funding, and additional terms, conditions, and restrictions apply.
Tired of presentations with no impact, no inspiration, and no traction? Do dull speakers have you and your team disengaged and distracted by smartphones? Christopher McAuliffe brings energy, insights, and 2 decades of experience, delivered with punch, humor, and heart. Your team will leave energized, uplifted, and with a sense of purpose. Visit ChristopherMcAuliffe.com to bring some heat to your next speaking engagement. McAuliffe. ChristopherMcAuliffe.com.
Hey, it's Catherine from Listen Local Radio. Moe's Guitars has proudly served the San Diego music community since 1975. Specializing in guitars, basses, mandolins, banjos, and ukuleles, they buy, sell, trade, and consign. If you're looking for lessons, repairs, accessories, and cool gear, you found the right place. Located in downtown La Mesa Village, stop by and check out their digs or visit moesguitars.com or their Facebook page. MOZEguitars.com, 619-698-1185.